Hello wild friends, and welcome to Growing Up Wild lesson number 4, Lunch for a Bear. This week we are talking all about bears. Now maybe you're thinking, hey Stephanie, I've not ever seen a bear around here. And you would be right. Most bears live other places. They don't live here in the middle of Texas. But we do have bears in Texas. I brought a map to show you. So this is Texas, right here. See that star? That's us. We're right in the middle, right? Bears live over here, near the desert mountains, and also way over here, close to the border of Louisiana, where the trees are really tall. That would be where the black bears live. A lot of times when we read books, the books show bears wearing clothes or talking. They're pretend stories about bears. But I wanted to bring a story for you today that showed real pictures of bears. Here it is. It's called Bears. And it's got black bears, which is what we're talking about today. It is fall. Bears eat fish. Bears also eat berries. Bears eat both plants and animals. We'll talk more about what bears eat in just a minute. Bears eat and eat and eat. Many bears grow fat. Bears eat as much as they can in the summer and in the fall because they don't eat much or at all during the winter. It is winter. How do you know that that picture's not from here? That's right, all the snow. We don't have that much snow, do we? Bears live in dens. Can you see something that looks like a den behind me? Yeah, I brought you over to a cave area so you could see where bears might live. Bears sleep most of the time during the winter. Bear cubs are born. You see the babies? They're so cute. It is spring. Oh, there's a cub sitting on mama. The bear cubs go out to play. Bear cubs play just like you do. It is summer. Bears climb trees. This bear found something good to eat. So what do bears eat? I'm going to teach you a special science word. Can you say omnivore? Yeah, omnivore. Omnivore is a special science word that means they eat everything. Bears are omnivores. So are humans. We eat all kinds of things too. Here's our plate that shows what our bear friends eat. So, bears eat fruits. We know about that. They eat blueberries, but also whatever kind of wild berries they can find and fruits they can find. They eat plants. They eat insects. Ooh, we don't really eat bugs, do we? No. But what's the thing that we think about the most when bears eat? We think about honey, right? Bears do eat honey, but when they eat honey, they also eat the bees. Bears eat meat too. Yeah. They don't really like people. People are kind of yucky. But they do like smaller animals like rabbits and squirrels and things that are easy to catch. And they eat nuts, things like acorns, pecans, all kinds of different nuts and seeds that they find in the wild. In other places, bears that live near water will eat fish, lots of fish. Some of the most famous bears right now up in Alaska, they like to eat salmon. And I'm going to tell you more about how you can see those bears. So the bears do something during the winter time. It's another science word I'm going to teach you. Bears hibernate. Can you say that word? Hibernate. That's right. That means in the winter time when it gets cold, the bears, they get very sleepy and they go to their den and they sleep. Or sometimes they just relax and they're very quiet and they're very still because they're sleeping. Well, there's not a whole lot of food around during the winter time in places where it's very snowy. So this is how the bears save up their energy to last all through the winter time. So a story that I have for you, I know 2 stories today, right? About hibernation is called Time to Sleep. I like this one because it shows you that lots of different animals hibernate. Bear sniffed once. She sniffed twice. I smell winter in the air, said Bear. It's time to crawl into my cave and sleep. But first, I must tell Snail. Snail was slowly slithering up one leaf and down another. Snail, rumbled Bear. Winter is in the air. It's time to seal up your shell and sleep. Ooh, now we know that bears sleep or hibernate, and so do snails. Snail stopped slithering. You are right, Bear, said Snail. This morning there was frost on the grass. It is time to sleep. But first, I must tell Skunk. Scritch, scratch, scratch. Skunk was busy digging grubs. Skunk, winter is on its way, said Snail. It's time for you to curl up in your den and sleep. Oh, skunks hibernate too. Skunk looked up. The leaves on the trees were yellow and red. All right, said Skunk. I will sleep, but first I must tell Turtle. Turtle was off on a ramble. Stop, Turtle, cried Skunk. I have news. Winter is on its way. Turtle blinked. Winter? Yes, winter, said Skunk. It's time for you to dig down deep and sleep. The days have been growing shorter, muttered Turtle. It is time to sleep. But first, I must tell Woodchuck. Turtle trudged up Woodchuck's hill. Woodchuck, called Turtle, winter is on its way. It's time for you to burrow down and sleep. Oh, thank goodness, said Woodchuck. My skin is so tight, I could not eat another bite. I am ready to sleep, but first, I must tell Ladybug. Ladybug was perched on a high branch in a maple tree. Ladybug, called Woodchuck, winter is on its way. Ladybug flew over Woodchuck's head. The leaves are falling from the trees, said Woodchuck. It is time for you to slip under a log and sleep. All right, said Ladybug. But first I must tell Bear. Does Bear already know? Bear was softly snoring in her cave. Shh. Bear, cried Ladybug. Wake up, wake up. Bear grumbled and rolled over. The sky is full of geese honking goodbye, cried Ladybug. Winter is on its way, Bear. Bear opened one eye. And she opened the other eye. What? Growled Bear. It's time to crawl into your cave and sleep, said Ladybug. Ladybug, grumbled Bear. I am in my cave. I was asleep. Oh dear, said Ladybug. I'm so sorry, Bear. Please go back to sleep. Bear rolled over and closed her eyes. Ladybug slipped under a log nearby. "Good night, Bug," said Bear. "Good night, Bear," said Ladybug. "Good night, Woodchuck." "Good night, Turtle." "Good night, Skunk." "Good night, Snail." "Good night, everyone. See you in the spring." The end. So, bears live all over the United States in lots and lots of places. We have black bears, we have brown bears, we have grizzly bears. Other countries around the world have bears too. In some places, it's polar bears. There's all kinds of different bears, even panda bears. This week, there's lots of different things that you can do to discover more about bears. The first thing is to think about, what does a bear house look like? Well, we talked about caves, like the one behind me, or a den. Bears can also live in the bottom of a turned over tree, anywhere that they can make sort of a cozy spot, a cavern or a cave, or even just in a low spot in the ground where they can get away from the cold air. Bears eat all kinds of things, everything that you can find. Not just honey, but all kinds of plants and animals, and depending on what kind of bear they are and where they live, that determines what they eat. There's something really special going on this week. I'm so excited to tell you about it. It starts on Wednesday. It is called Fat Bear Week. Now, I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking, Miss Stephanie, it is not nice to call the bears fat. And you would be right if we were talking about people. Because sometimes when we say that, it can hurt people's feelings. And it's said in a mean way. But the bears, they try their hardest all summer to get as big and fat as they can, because that protects them during the winter time. They have to eat all the food they're going to eat for the whole year in the summer. So we celebrate how hard those bears have worked. And you can take part in Fat Bear Week as well and look at videos. And I have posted the link. Miss Julie's going to send it out for you. And if you don't see that, it's explore.org, where you can see live video footage of the bears eating salmon in the river. It's very exciting. So you can also make a bear cave at home. You can do this inside with blankets. You can use your couches or your chairs. Make your own den for bears. Or if you have space outside, you can use sticks and all kinds of different things in your yard to pretend that you're a bear looking for a place to hibernate. Just make sure that if you use the bottom of a tree or a cave like the one behind me, that you check first with your grown-ups to make sure that there's not already some kind of animal living in that cave. Lots of different animals like caves and like those kinds of spaces, like snakes and raccoons and possums and bats and all kinds of different things can live in there. So check with your grown-ups first, just to be safe. Other things that you can do this week is you can make a plate just like I did, where you can color in the pictures, or you can cut out pictures from your grocery store magazine of things that you think a bear would like to eat. You can also make a bear puppet or a bear picture and sing songs about bears going on teddy bear picnics. All right. Let's see. Oh, I almost forgot. I was very excited about this. If you like to cook, you can make a snack for a bear. This can be done with yogurt, and you can add honey, and you can add different kinds of seeds and dried fruits and berries and nuts and pretend that you too are a bear getting ready for hibernation. So I hope to see that you have checked out all of these different things that you can do. One other thing that's a really neat thing to do, and I'm going to show you how I did it. Have to move the camera here real quick. Okay, you guys ready? I brought out some footprints. Okay, so these are black bears. Black bears are actually not very big bears. Grizzly bears get big, big, big and huge, but black bears, which are the ones that live here in Texas, get to be, the girls are between like 120 to 250 pounds. And that's really just about the weight of a grown-up. And the boy bears can get to be about 150 to 350 pounds. And so yeah, like the size of a smaller or a larger grown-up. And those bears, this is the size of their feet. So you can see this is what their tracks would look like. If you have a dog or a cat at your house, you can think about their paws and how they have the pads here. And there's their toes. Do you know what those little marks are at the top? Those are from their claws. Yeah, bears have really big claws. It helps them to be good tree climbers and also to defend themselves and to catch different things. Being visited by lots of mosquitoes in this cave. And so your grown-ups can print out some pictures of their different paw prints and measure them out to see how big it is when the bears are standing up. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. And I've got all my papers and things on the ground there. But you can kind of see where I've measured out. There's the front paws of the bear. And there's the back paws of the bear. And you can measure it out so that you know exactly how big it is when a bear stands. Also, here's the cave I was standing by. Pretty cool. Protect you from all of the elements and the things. And next month in October, we're going to start off learning about bats and owls and spiders and pumpkins. So I hope to see you soon and see what you have made to learn all about bears. Bye, everyone.